In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to knit row 2 of square 1 Capricorn option 2. I've completed the first 2 rows using Utopia. I've changed to my 3.25mm needles, and now I'm going to finish row 1 right side using Neptune. So it's yarn forward, knit 3, and repeating that to the end of the row, and then knitting 1. Now you'll notice at the end of every row there's a stitch count, and that's because there's a variable stitch count in this square, which means that the stitches change from row to row. So just keep an eye on that and make sure that you've got the correct stitches at the end of every row. Okay, so row 2, wrong side, still using Neptune, begins with purl 2. Then it's hook bead indigo, using whichever method, crochet hook or floss. I'm using the floss here, whichever method suits you best. This method normally suits me best. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to hook in my indigo bead, purl 1, and then it says to pass the 3rd stitch back on the right needle over the 2 stitches just purled. So it's the 3rd one back, including the one you've just worked. So that will be 1, 2, 3, it's this one here, and like casting off, you pull it over those 2 stitches like so, like a lasso around those 2 stitches. Then you purl 2, and then the instruction is to hook in a teal bead. Okay, so hook in your teal bead, and then the instruction is to purl 1 and pass the 3rd stitch back on the right needle over the 2 stitches just purled. So again, it's pulling this stitch here over these 2, okay, and then purling 2. The purl after that is into your yarn over, so just make sure you pull a bit firmly on that. It will create an eyelet, that's part of the pattern. Okay, and then you're repeating from the beginning of the bracket, hook 1 bead indigo, then purl 1, and then pass the 3rd stitch back on the right needle over the 2 stitches just purled. Okay, so if we turn the work around, you can see what's beginning to happen. You're beginning to get this lovely open eyelet pattern with alternate beads, indigo and teal, hooked in there. Okay, with this sort of slanted stitch here where it's been pulled over those 2 stitches, and you repeat that all the way across row 2, and then it's repeated subsequently on rows 4, 6, 8, in fact all the even numbered rows to the end of the pattern.